Hi guys, welcome back to my channel here. If you don't know me, my name is Jovi Jarrett. I am a district manager and independent consultant with Arbonne, and today I'm just here to share with you a little bit about my Healthy Living Story, my 30 days program, and what it has done in my life and the way it's impacted me and the people directly outside of me and in my circle. So before I do that, I want to kind of give you a little background on who I am, what I did with my whole life, and where exactly Arbonne came in. So I have been a athlete, a dancer, a cheerleader for years and years. I started dancing from the age of about 2 to the age I was probably 11. Then I also started cheering at the same time. And then I stopped dancing completely and just pursued cheerleading for about 8 or 9 years after that. I absolutely loved it, everything about it, very, very passionate about cheer and dance in general, and just the way that our bodies are incredible and the way that they can handle impact and the way that they can just do amazing things is absolutely unbelievable. But I actually moved to Las Vegas for college. I joined the UNLV cheer program, and when I did it, I was like, oh, this is gonna be the greatest thing in my whole life. It was a lot. It required a lot of workouts, it required a lot of upkeep with your body, and it required you to look a certain way. And I was one of the tallest people in the entire program. I was the second tallest. The first tallest actually decided to leave halfway through the season, and then I was the tallest. I had a really hard time. There was a lot of talk about self-image and how you need to look. And if you know me, I was cheerleading for many years before that. I wore half tops every single year. I was sharing. I never had a problem. I'm probably one of the most confident people I've ever known. I feel very confident in my body, and I owe that all to dance and cheer and the gym I cheered at in Reno. But going into your first semester of college, doing a program that becomes a full-time job that you pay for, and just being away from home and being full-time enrolled in school and living on your own, everything was very, very brand new to me, and everything was a lot harder than I could have ever imagined. School has always come easy, college not so much. Cheer was always my fiery passion. It literally lit a spark in my heart. I've always been super passionate about cheer and being a leader, and just being one of the most positive people in the room has been something I've always really, really tried hard to do. And there was a lot of different stigmas around this program, and there was a lot of different attitudes and mindsets, and from all levels, the team, the coaches, just the fact that this program is not heavily looked at by the university. There's not really trainers who are trained to look at cheerleaders, and I don't mean that in a harsh way. I want to be a sports psychologist. I'm heavily into looking at the mental health behind sports, and I guess this is just a very good stepping stone for me to get there. But with that being said, there's never really been a lot of trainers that are trained to look specifically at cheerleaders, and I mean this with like all the love and compassion in my heart, but cheerleaders are just different. They're different athletes, very similar to gymnasts, but still do a little bit different things. The impact tumbling has on you, and the worst part is the tumbling on dead floor on a basketball court. That can just break your body down in ways that is indescribable. The throwing people in the air, the catching people, being the person thrown up, being the person being caught, all these different things are very demanding of the body and very demanding of your mind and very demanding of everyone around you. So doing this program was just something it was hard. If you've watched the new documentary series called Cheer on Netflix, you'll get a look at the amount of times people are injured in cheerleading and how easy it is and how repetitive it is. You see people get ribiosis is what they call it in the show, just girls being caught so hard on their abs or on their ribs, and it hurts. And being the person that has to catch them and stuff is very difficult because you have to prepare them for impact but also be prepared for impact. Everything is crazy. Cheerleading is impeccable in many ways, but in this program I struggle a lot. I had trouble with my mental health, being in school. The shooting happened in Vegas, a mile away from our dorms. A lot of stuff was compounding. We had to be in 8 hours of study hall a week. It was almost impossible to keep a job unless you worked through the night. You were required to do extra workouts outside based on how you looked. You were required to do a certain amount of workouts. You needed to document them. Everything had to be in one place at one time. There was due dates. If you did fail to do that, you had added on workouts to your next week. You worked out at practice. We ran a lot. I love running. I was always one of the top runners. That was something I really was proud of myself for. My gym in Reno trained me really well for that. I feed off positive energy. I love to give it out. And the day I went into practice and had no positive energy to give, I realized there was something terribly wrong. I had literally never dreaded cheer practice as much as I did. And it became really hard, mentally, physically. I was one of the girls who had more workouts than everyone else. I was one of the girls who was constantly picked on about their body image. I was told by someone on my team that I would be the reason we wouldn't wear half tops. Mind you, the last 7 years prior, I'd only wore half tops without a problem, ever. I was picked on because I got injured a week before the first game, and I have never been injured. This was very brand new to me, and I knew in the moment it happened that I was hurt very bad. Like, I was very hurt. And I got yelled at in practice because I was crying. I didn't cry yet, but the moment somebody started pinpointing like what's wrong, I broke down because it hurt. I hurt my knee, and from that point on, I was always picked on, like, oh, she's not even hurt. People would talk about me in the same room. And I had lots of doctor's visits after that. I went to the trainer, and pretty much almost immediately after practice, the next day, because it was still swollen, it still hurt, I could hardly walk, I couldn't go upstairs, I could barely do anything. And the trainer kind of just was like, I don't know, like, it's swollen, but it doesn't seem like anything too terrible. So they sent me to get MRIs. I had x-rays. I had 4 MRIs done, 3 x-rays done, all throughout the time period of 4 months. And I stopped doing the running and the cardio and everything because I literally could not take it. It hurt so bad. And after 4 months, I really wanted to quit. And I went to my coaches and I told her, I was like, I want to quit. And it's funny now, but it really wasn't. And she just kind of was like, I'm not going to tell you you can't quit, but like, we could really use you and we really want you. And so I told her, like, I've been hurt for 4 months and nobody has any idea what's wrong with me and nobody wants to help. And up until that point, I really didn't have much to help. Like, I was doing these like knee strengthening workouts and stuff, but nothing was helping. It was hurting. And so finally I talked to a trainer. He was actually the baseball trainer. Lord bless him, because he helped me so much. I literally walked in, and within 10 seconds of seeing me, he's like, oh, you have tendonitis, you have a lot of fluid, we need to drain your knee, you're probably gonna have some nasty problems if you keep doing what you're probably doing. And he literally was like, if you want to continue to walk and like walk comfortably, you should probably stop running and tumbling and doing all the things, working out with your knee, because it's gonna hurt and you won't walk very comfortably ever again. And in that moment I was like, all right. So he helped me a lot. He got me into other doctors. He's the one who got me into these x-rays and MRIs over and over and over again. And finally I told him, still 2 months later, like, look, I don't want to cheer anymore. Please just help me get my knee fixed so I can be done and like move on. And that was one of the hardest things to do. And at the time, he was like, if you're 100% serious, like, we will get you surgery within the next 2 weeks. Like, we will get you surgery. And I was like, I want surgery. Like, call my mom, do whatever you need to do. Like, I need to get this, I need this to stop hurting. And lo and behold, literally a week later, I was in the orthopedic surgeon. I got surgery on my knee. And I hadn't really told my mom anything about what was going on. I hadn't really told anyone. The only person that really knew what I was going through were my roommates. And my roommates, the two of them, we were going through similar problems. We had all been injured. We all lived together. We knew everything that was going on. And we kind of all just trucked on together. And that's something that I'll forever keep a bond with them because of. And it's because we figured it out on our own. You know, we got together and we just kept each other pushing. But I got surgery on February 5th of 2018, and in the 2 days after that, I wrote a huge long note in my message about everything that happened to me in the program, everything that was said to me, literally quote for quotes because I had already written them down. And my mom left after I had surgery, and I texted it to her. And it literally was a note with everything I was doing, everything I'd gone through, the things people had said to me, the things that were being said about me while I was right next to people, all these different things. And my mom called me, literally livid out of her mind that I hadn't texted her that 2 days ago while she was in town to go to the coaches and quit with me, like for me, basically. And so I told her, like, no, look, I'm gonna go to this meeting, and the end of the year meetings they have, and I'm gonna tell them everything. So I did. I went, I told them everything, and it was crazy. In there, the biggest thing I talked about was the image, and the image that struggled within me. I've always been confident, and that confidence was truly shattered. And in a program that you would think would build athletes up the way they need to be built up, I was completely tore down. And my mental health has completely shattered. My confidence was gone. I was struggling in school. I've never struggled in school. Me and my roommate were trying to do this whole like fasting thing, and we were failing miserably. For a while I kind of just stopped eating, honestly, and I didn't realize how bad that was for me until I started passing out in the shower. And the first time it happened, it was kind of just a slight thing. You know, I was in my dorm, nobody else was in the dorm, and your rooms are separated. It's 2 rooms and then a bathroom that connects you. And our rooms were always, like, our doors were always wide open, and the doors were shut in the bathroom because I was showering, and it was too hot. I was dehydrated probably too. I wasn't eating, and I passed out. And I got out of the shower and I was like, holy cow, like, I really need to, like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And I didn't think anything of it because I had no clue. And about a week later, I was in my boyfriend's dorm with him and his best friend, one of our friends from home, and like, I would go back and forth between dorms. I would shower in their dorm, sometimes I would shower in mine. Well, I had gotten in the shower at my boyfriend's dorm, and I felt lightheaded. It was the same thing, both doors were shut, and it was probably way too hot, and Matthew heard a huge thud in the bathroom, me, and opened the door, and I was on the ground, and my eyes were gone behind my head, and he put a towel on me, all around me, took me out of the shower, finished washing my hair out in the sink, and then made me sit on his bed. And I was like, don't tell my mom. Like, God, please do not tell my mom. Which is strange, because I tell my mom absolutely everything about my life. And that was the second time it had happened. I didn't tell him that it was the second time. I just let him think that that was the first. And so when this program was presented to me, I was like, maybe I need to do it. I had probably fainted up until I did the program about 5 or 6 times. It's Vegas, it's really hot all the time, I'm dehydrated probably all the time like everyone else is, And that was the biggest thing that was in this note to my coaches. And I just told them, like, look, you completely tore me down in every possible way. And I'm at rock bottom. I have fainted into the shower. I've tried to look the way you want me to look. I've worked out all the times I was supposed to, and now I don't want to do it anymore. And I quit right then and there. I said, I'm done. I will give all of my uniforms to my roommate. She'll bring them to practice. Like, I'm done. And like this imaginary weight just lifted off my shoulders. And I literally walked outside, and I swear I saw the sun like I've never saw light before, and I was so happy. And that was literally, it was like a couple days after that one of my friends from my old team had texted me and said, hey, like, I'm doing this, you should try it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I bought the entire package. I texted my mom, I was like, Mom, I really want to do this. I did it, I bought it. And going into it, I told my coach, her name is Kim, she actually is the UNR head coach, the UNR 2 head coach, and she had known everything. I had talked to her, my old coach had known everything, and I talked to all of them, and you know, I knew that I needed to get better about that, and not fall peer pressured to these things that say I'm not good enough, you know. And so I did the program. I started out at about 144.6 pounds, and after the 30th day I was at 122, so I lost quite a few pounds. And for the first time in almost 6, 7, 8 months, I probably felt the best I'd ever felt. I had gotten a job at Dutch Bros. I was working early morning shifts, sometimes at 4:45 a.m., sometimes at 6, sometimes at 7, until 11, and then I'd go to school right after. I also had a babysitting job that I was doing that I would go to immediately after school. And then halfway through that month where I had started the 30 days, I started working another job at night. Yeah, I was working like crazy, but it was something that I needed to do for myself. So I was working 3 jobs. I was doing this healthy living program, and I felt amazing. Like, I was not having trouble sleeping. I'd go to sleep at whatever time I got home, wake up at 4:45, 5 o'clock, whatever time I needed to get up, and I was ready to go. I cut out coffee completely. I cut out energy drinks completely. If you know me, I get really hyper if I drink energy drinks. It's actually really bad. I should not ever drink them. Same with coffee. And Fizz energy sticks, life-changing for me. Learning to eat in the morning was a big thing for me. Arbonne protein shakes in the morning were a huge, easy button for me, and those were something I implement every day. Same with the greens shot. It's a greens balance, which has a scoop of your full serving of fruits and veggies, Digestion Plus, which is a probiotic with live digestive enzymes, and I also add the multivitamin and minerals into it. And literally I added into a little like cup, and I put some water in it, and I just shoot it like a shot. It's just the best way to me. And I do these things every day, and I have learned some healthier habits. And I have only passed out once since I did that, since I've started doing these things. And again, I was in the shower, and it was probably too hot again, and I passed out, and luckily Matthew was there. I literally was knocking on the wall because I knew it was going to happen. I shut the shower off, knocked on the wall, and within like 20 seconds he was in there to help me. But the 30 days has really helped me. I have never really shared all this, and I know it's a lot, and I know in a tiny time span you're like, whoa. But it's the true story of how this program has completely rearranged my view on health. Before I thought to get healthier you need to stop eating, you need to eat less, and now that I've done the 30 days, I see you need to eat more consistently with a proportioned plate. Every 4 to 6 hours you eat a big proportion plate. Half of it needs to be veggies. Then the other portions are obviously your protein, obviously your healthy fats. And I eat more often now, and I drink smoothies that taste like freaking chocolate milkshakes and marble cake milkshakes, and I drink a lot more water, and I feel happy with who I am, and I feel happy in my body. I feel like my brain is not in shambles anymore. I can go to school and pay attention, or I can do stuff for my classes online and I can pay attention. But before that 30 days where I really fully needed that whole like 180 shift, 360 shift, however you want to look at it, this was not possible. So now, while I don't always do everything that 30 days is meant for, which is eliminating toxins, highly allergenic foods like nuts, wheat, gluten, acidic drinks, vinegar, just those like really, really good foods like that everyone thinks are good but really aren't as good, dairy. And in those 30 days I did exactly that. I eliminated all those things. May I have messed up a couple of times here and there? I probably did, but the point is that we're looking for progress, not we're looking for progress, not perfection. And while there are people that are shooting for that perfection, it is 122% possible to be perfect in this program. But if you're someone like me who literally just needed to completely rearrange your view on health and on yourself, this is 100% worth it. And yes, it can be a little pricey, but y'all, I spend a lot of money on food. I eat a lot of junk food. I eat out a lot. I drink a lot of soda. I eat a lot of gummy bears. Like, ask any of my friends. I got 15 pounds of them for Christmas. That's how I know I have a problem. But that's not the point. And in this, it's more of figuring out what serves you and what doesn't. I don't drink milk anymore. I haven't had coffee in 3 years now. I don't drink energy drinks now. It's been a year since I've had an energy drink. I literally use these products because they're easy. All I need is a glass of water and a fizz stick, and I pour it in it. It's super simple things that you maybe don't realize until you look back. So while this program may sound scary, and yes, I was scared, trust me, I was like, you expect me to give up milk and pizza and coffee and gummy bears and sugar and soda? Like, no. But I did it because it's 30 days, and realistically 30 days is a very small span of time compared to your whole life. And if you think of it more of like an oil change for your body, like a complete reset, you just wash it all out, let it all out, let it rain, clear it out. It's so much different the way you look at it. So I want to thank you for listening to this whole story, because you're probably like, dang, this girl talks a lot. I'm sorry, but I got a lot to tell you, and there's a lot more I haven't told you. But if you have questions, comments, anything, like, please let me know. You can message me, you can text me, you can, I guess, comment on here. I've never said that. It's weird. You can comment. Anything where I can help you, I want to. One more thing that I do want to talk about why I love this program is my mom. If you know my mom has lots of kids. She loves everyone nearest and dearest to her. She considers a lot of kids that aren't her own, because that's just the kind of person she is. But she's the kind of person to do everything and anything for everyone else. And obviously in my last 20 years of life, she has done anything and everything she possibly can for anyone and everyone. But this last year, she decided to use this program to help her get healthier. She was an avid Red Bull drinker. She has a lot of different sleep problems. She would fall asleep while driving. She has a very, very narrow throat, so when she would sleep, she would snore very, very loud and scary. But it was like to the point where, like, if she wasn't snoring, you thought she was dead. Like, it was really scary. But it was something you loved, because that's just my mom. She has lost 57 pounds doing this program, and that was in a 3-month span. She actually does the program very modified for how she needed it. She was told by a doctor, like, look, you need to start eating healthier because you could die. And although it took needing to hear something like that for her to get healthier, I'm super, super, super happy that she made that jump for herself. She decided she was going to do it. And that's really all it takes, is that one decision. But we modify this program for you. If you need it to gain weight, we can make it so that you can gain weight. If you need it because you would like to try and lose all that inflammation in your body and that body fat, we can make it that way. If you need it just because you want to sleep better at night, then you should try it. It's those simple things that sometimes amount to a lot more. Mothers, we have nursing moms, we have pregnant moms that do this, we have people of all ages, people of all genders, people of every kind that do this program and have incredible results one way or another. Whether that's inflammation in the body, whether that's sleep apnea, whether that's sleeping that you're having a problem with, all these different things can be fixed if you have the courage to pursue fixing them. So, as I said, if you have any questions or anything, please let me know. I'd love to help you. But again, thank you so much for joining me for this little healthy, happy hour. We'll call it a healthy, happy half hour, because it's only going to take a little under a half hour. But thank you so much for listening, and I truly appreciate you coming to listen to this, even though it might be kind of long and it's a lot to take in, and I just love you for it. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and that one of these days I get to talk to you more about this program and how it could change your life, or your mom's life, or your family's life, or anybody's life. So, bye!